Just to go back to what you were saying a minute ago about bringing your own ideas to the table.
Yeah.
That actually sounds really consistent with something I was thinking about quite a bit over the past few months, basically since Bleach started airing here in North America. I'm sure there are there's absolutely no shortage of people in this room who are really tired of bad English dubbing, but
yes, and there's been quite a bit, yes.
Absolutely, but one thing I've noticed is that there are two completely different mindsets about it. Like, some people will decide what good voice acting is in dubbing by comparing the work directly to the English voice actor, whereas you'll see a lot of other people who may sound nothing like the Japanese voice actor, but still nailed the character perfectly. And that sounded really consistent with what you were saying. And
yeah, allowing the actor to come up with their interpretation versus playing another actor's performance to say match that.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that's interesting because I've noticed that matching the Japanese actor has become more prevalent just recently. Because when we first started, there wasn't really much of an issue with that regard. It was, they did give us pretty much free rein when it came in. They'd show us the picture of the actor, or rather the character, and we'd go in an audition and we were able to go in with our interpretation. But now, when we go into audition, they play us the Japanese actor's performance and they really want us to come as close to that as possible. And I am totally with you because it's hard because, well, everybody knows first off anyway, Japanese doesn't directly translate into English at all. So, I mean, they're not even like light years close to each other. I mean, they're just not. And the way that the Japanese language works versus the English language and like with intonation and things like that, not in the same house either. So if you're listening to the performance of the Japanese and the North American version, you can't go there. I think, and it's hard too, because I mean, we don't speak Japanese. We have no idea what we're listening to. When they plays the rep, it's like, how do you match that? Like, how do you listen to that? Like, you know, objectively. I go, yeah, okay, I see what you're going after. You can't. You can't do it. No, it's really absurd. And like, a lot of us that have been exposed to that just recently, we kind of look at each other going, I don't know, like, because like I listened and then they play me the next reference for the next guy and it sounded a lot like the guy before. And a lot of people sounding a lot like one another, if you ask me. I'm sorry. Yeah, it doesn't work. How do you guys feel about it? Would you prefer that the English dub speak closer to what the original actor sounded like? Yes or no? It's split. It's pandemonium. Yeah, what are you saying?
I have a comment on that.
Okay.
I think a lot of the specific characters that have specific lines, like in Bleach, Ichigo has a pretty recognizable voice. His is a little bit different than everybody else's. You know, we're saying everybody sounds the same. Rukia also very, very identifiable. And in English, I think matching them is good, but sometimes you can't because I will use the reference of Naruto. I'm gonna kill you. The voice actress that does Naruto, she actually sounds like him, but she fluctuates different, and they made her say believe it. She ruined it.
Oh, really?
So, you know, a lot of people don't like that, but she does. If you listen to him, she does really sound similar to him. But it's only because they've changed different things about it and that she fluctuates her voice differently. So sometimes it's not necessarily a good thing to sound exactly like the Japanese.
Yeah, I think sounding exactly like is really kind of expecting a lot. But I think certainly there's going to be elements of the character that needs to stay for sure. Yeah,
but
in the
at the
English
same
version.
time, you know, still get little voices like little Yashinu. Yeah, she still needs the cute little cutesy voice, and you know, you don't want to change that. And Kampachi needs the deep, deep manly voice. So overall, you can't just throw them to Japanese and say copy it, but don't throw it out in left field.
Yeah,
so
I agree. Yeah. No, that's good. That's good. No, I agree because that's more kind of middle of the road rather than saying, please do this. Because when you listen to it, like I said, like you just, you know, it's just not working for you. You're listening to it and you're going, I haven't got a clue what they're saying, and no. Yeah.
When looking for an agent,
Yeah.
what are some things to avoid so that you don't end up with a rotten agent?
That's a good question because when you're looking for an agent, you know, pretty well anybody who's left in the industry that's working right now as an agent, they're good because they've survived like this. There was like these cycles in the industry, you know, and everybody all of a sudden flocks to be an agent because they figure there's good money to be made in it, and then you know the cycle of the industry slows down, and then those people that weren't that good get weeded out, and the ones that were good survive that. And the biggest thing really when you're looking for an agent is, do they get you? Because most of them are capable of doing their job. The biggest thing also is avoid agents that ask you for money. If they do that, like no, they get 10%, right, in the U.S. of what you earn. So and they shouldn't ask for anything more than that. I'm being like timing, but the biggest thing is like, do they get you? Like, do you, like when you're sitting across the table and you're talking to them and saying to them what you want from, like in your career, and you're talking to them, and they're looking at you and they actually get you as a person, and you have that connection? If that happens, then that's probably a good agent for you. But if they're like over talking you the whole time and they're telling they're gonna do this for you and do something, I would say probably walk very, very far away. Yes.
They're trying to be the salesman instead of your
Yeah, and especially once they start going, oh, you know, we have our own photographer, we have this, blah, 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 and they start trying to talk in, and we have our own acting classes, and all of a sudden it's like, yeah, here we go. Look, he cut me off, see? He's good. Yeah, there we go. But time's up. But there's so much ground to cover with this stuff, and I'm sorry that I'm kind of jumping around a lot. And I was, he still goes without the microphone. But, Mark's back on. No, but the biggest thing is if you guys really want to do it, it can be done. Geography is important. You need to get that demo together. Any chance that an opportunity you have to kind of take an improvisational class or take any kind of like acting class, scene study, something like that, keep doing them and stay involved in those classes. Get that demo together and then find yourself an agent and start getting yourself out there. Yeah.
All right, I actually have two questions. One, do you know where Funimation is based?
Texas and
Texas.
Fort Worth,
Yeah.
Number two, explaining me. Who did you play in Inuyasha?
Oh, I played Jinenji and you say it, you little fella who shot in the shore. That was fun. But I hope that was some help to you guys. I'm sure I kind of sort of bored some people, but it was a real pleasure meeting you all. Thanks so much for your time. And if you have any other further questions, I'm going to be around. I'd be more than happy to answer whatever questions you have. So thank you so much for your time.